Yo, so, chapter 1131, pretty hype-ass chapter. Let's just get into it because, I don't know, like, this chapter just had a certain vibe about it that I really like, and I'm hyped as fuck to talk about it. So, the chapter is titled Loki of the Realm of the Dead. If that isn't a hard-ass name, I don't know what is. So Luffy starts the chapter out having this goofy-ass conversation with Loki, and look, I don't know, but this conversation really reminds me of the conversation between Man Ray and Patrick from SpongeBob, you know, when he's like, I don't have an ID or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about, that stupid-ass shit. It reminds me of that. Luffy just won't shut the fuck up and won't listen to Loki, and he gets all pissed. Anyway, Loki tells Luffy that he is the infamous sun god, and he has a 2.6 billion bounty, which is pretty fucking impressive considering, you know, he's not a pirate or whatever. And Loki has been locked up to this tree for 6 whole years, which isn't, like, that long in giant terms, you know, giant years, since they lived to be over 200 years old. But if you think about it, like, 6 years ago, Luffy was trading with Ace and living with Dada, so it's been a mean-ass minute since Loki has been out and about. But Loki, in true Loki fashion, tries to strike a deal with Luffy to let him out of this little predicament that he's in. Obviously, he's gonna fuck Luffy over, but give me a minute to say what's really gonna be the tipping point here for Luffy. You'll see it in a minute, okay? So Loki says he'll pretty much do anything for Luffy if he sets him free, even sucks a little rubber cock. But anyway, there's a bunch of animals on Elbaf, and they all love Luffy because he's just that fucking guy. And Loki is all surprised and shit but Luffy hears them talk about Shanks and asks Loki about it, and he immediately starts talking about Shanks in a condescending way, you know, a condescending manner, calling him a coward and shit. And Luffy immediately goes into Gear 4, you know, full Gear 4, punches right next to Loki's head. Loki actually, like, dodged it. He shot a hit his ass. And I mean full Gear 4, just not like the little arm, Gear 4 that's like the new Elbaf power-up. But Loki says that he can't just tell Luffy whether Shanks is still on Elbaf or not. He's gonna have to free him for that information. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Luffy's stupid ass is gonna end up freeing Loki. He's gonna be desperate for Shanks' information because he is the biggest Shanks cockrider. And he's gonna let this behemoth free and end up getting scammed in the process because Shanks isn't here anymore. Obviously, Luffy can destroy Loki, I'm sure, but, like, it's not going to be easy. And that's the end of our Luffy and Loki dialogue for now. I'm sure it's going to be a few more chapters long. But we move on to our boy, Harudin, and he's hyped that Luffy's on Elbaf. I can't wait to see what he does in this arc. He is going to be a big player, I'm telling you right now. And of course, our beautiful Robin Schwan gets her old hair back. I'm not going to lie, just in terms of, like, aesthetic and, like, you know, like cosmetic, I'm using big words here. I like her other Fortnite skin more. Like, but the bangs are nostalgic, okay? But I just don't, you know, I don't like how they look as much as her other hairstyles. All this for Saul, so he'd recognize her, like, when they saw each other for the first time. Would you look at that? Saul has fallen, and he can't get up. I think this chapter did a lot for, you know, setting up the plot of Elbaf. Saul is probably, like, sick or something like that, and Luffy's gonna end up stupidly freeing Loki just to hear that Shanks, like, isn't here anymore. This is a pretty great start to this arc so far. I'm pretty fucking locked in to this shit. But, yeah, I think there's like a 3-week break or some shit. So filler episodes for, for like a month. But, yeah, that's about it.